Hi, welcome to Kat Sara Yoga. I'm Kat, and today I have a Yogalates class for you, which is a mix of yoga and Pilates, and will leave you feeling refreshed from head to toe. Enjoy. Begin in a comfortable cross-legged position. Allow your awareness to scan over your body and notice how you are feeling. Allow your mind to connect with your breath, and as you inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down your back. Repeating again, inhaling up and exhaling down. Just noticing all the sensations in your body, lovely, relaxed face and jaw. Feel your breath flowing wide and full into your rib cage, as if every inhalation could expand your rib cage forwards, backwards and out to the sides, filling your body with nourishing breath. Feel grounded and connected with the earth. Be aware of your hands in contact with your knees or thighs. Be aware of the supports that you are sitting on. Feel grounded through there too. Keep your spine nice and tall as you exhale and drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over one shoulder, keeping shoulders drawing back and down. Exhale, your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over your other shoulder. Continue with your breath. All the time, pay close attention to how you are feeling. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice the muscles that are stretching, the sensations of the stretch. Keep your jaw relaxed. Make this the last round here and come back to the center. Head, neck and spine all aligned. Observe your breath for a few moments here. Every inhalation you feel long through your spine. Every exhalation making sure that your shoulders are sliding down your back. And breathe wide and full into your chest. And you might like to change the cross of your legs here if you want to feel a little bit more even. Remember, you can sit in this kind of variation of cross-legged that I'm demonstrating, or just normal cross-legged. On your next inhalation, sweeping your arms out to shoulder height. And on your exhalation, bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And then inhale as you circle your elbows up and exhaling back and down. Inhaling, circling up and exhaling down. Continuing with these elbow circles on your breath. This is a beautiful and powerful movement in time with the breath to help melt away tension from your shoulders, chest and upper back. So really work with your breath, connecting that expanding inhalation with the lift of your elbows, which also helps to expand your chest. These deep inhalations help to lift your mood as well. Changing directions now. Inhale your elbows back and up behind you and exhale them forward and down in front of you. Continue with your breath. Depending on how your shoulders are feeling, and if they're feeling a little bit more warmed up now, you may be able to work your elbows closer and closer together in front of you. But remember, never strain, always feel good. Last one here, and relax your hands down by your sides. Feel that you are sitting tall, inhaling your arms up to shoulder height, and circle your wrists. So a few times circling in each direction. Again, keep your shoulders away from your ears, face and jaw relaxed, and then relaxing your hands down. So coming forward onto hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, lengthening from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Make sure that you are not locking your elbows straight, so little teeny tiny bend in your elbows. Keep your shoulder blades drawing down your back. So on your inhalation, Shine your chest forward, turn your tailbone up, curl your toes under into up cat. Exhale as you round your spine up towards the ceiling, relaxing your neck, let your head hang down into down cat. Inhaling up cat and exhaling down cat. And then we are extending upon this to add in child pose. So bring your bottom down towards your heels, belly to the thighs, forehead towards the mat. Inhale, flow back up onto hands and knees and shine your chest through to up cat. Exhale, round and back down into round cat and then child's pose. Inhale, back up into your flat cat position. And exhale as you walk your hands over to the right. So only as far as you're comfortable to go. Take a lovely breath in there. Exhale your bottom to your heels in a side child's pose. Stretch out all through your left side. Your fingertips can walk away from you as your tailbone works down towards your heels. Inhale, come back up onto hands and knees. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, flat cat, and exhale into downward facing dog. Your bottom sends up into the air. Inhale, hands and knees. And exhale as you walk your hands over to the left. Exhaling your bottom down to your heels. Stretch your fingertips away. Reach your tailbone down towards your heels. Relax your neck. Lovely deep breaths here. And on your next inhalation, rise back up onto hands and knees. Exhale back to center. Inhaling in your flat cat. And exhale your bottom into the air into downward facing dog. So in downward dog, you can have a paddle for your feet, bending alternate knees. And then coming into stillness as you push your tailbone up towards the line between the ceiling and the wall and press your hands into the earth. Think of being a long, lean line from hands to tailbone. Lovely breath in here, and as you exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Lower your back knee to the earth. Inhale up onto fingertips, so you're using the strength of your back to be lengthening forward over your front leg, feeling lifted from your armpits. Exhale as you curl over your front knee, drawing your hips back, straighten your front leg as much as you can. Inhale, push the hips forward, lengthen up and forward over your front knee, up onto fingertips, lifted from your armpits. And exhale, draw your hips back, rounding over your knee. Continue with the breath. When you come forward, make sure that your knee stacks directly over your ankle. If your knee is overshooting your ankle, scooch your foot forward a little bit. One more round here. In time with your breath. And when you come forward this time, curl your toes under at the back, lift your back knee and stretch out through your back heel. It's a powerful hip stretch, enjoy it. Round over your knee, sink the upper body, keep stretching out through your back heel. On your inhalation, pull your hips back, lengthen your spine, come up onto fingertips and straighten your front leg as much as you can. Exhale, push your hips forward, bend your front knee, round your upper body over it. And again, inhale, pull your hips back, come up onto fingertips, straighten your spine, straighten your front leg as much as you can. Exhale, round over the front knee, knee bent. Lower your back knee and come back onto hands and knees. Round into round cat, bring your bottom down towards your heels and rest into child's pose. Take a moment to enjoy a nice breath here. And then inhale up onto hands and knees, curl your toes under. Exhale, bottom in the air into downward facing dog. Lovely breath in here. Exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Lower your back knee down, top of the back foot to the mat. Inhale up onto fingertips, feel lifted from your armpits. Don't crush into your fingertips. It is your back and your core doing the work here to keep you lengthened. And exhale, rounding down as you straighten your front leg, draw your hips back, round over the front knee. Inhale, push your hips forward, lift and lengthen up. Exhale, rounding your spine, draw your hips back, straighten your front leg as much as you can. Inhale forward, lift and lengthen up. And exhale, drawing back with that left hip, rounding your spine. 2 more times in your own breath timing. Inhaling up, exhaling, rounding your spine as you draw the hips back. Last one here. Inhale forward, front knee stacks over the ankle. Lift and lengthen up. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee. And just enjoy this position here for a moment. On your next exhalation, round your upper body over your front knee. And then inhale as you come up onto fingertips, straightening your front leg as much as you can and drawing your hips up and back. Exhale, push your hips forward as you round over your knee again. Lower your back knee gently to the ground and slowly make your way back onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under, exhale into downward facing dog. Enjoy a few breaths here. And when you are ready, slowly walking your hands back towards your feet. Let your heels come down and your knees bend enough so that your belly can rest on your thighs. Relax your neck, let your head hang down. Catch hold of your opposite elbow in front of you, hanging like a rag doll. Make sure that your belly is definitely on your thighs, and if so, your belly can be relaxed. Continue to think of lengthening your tailbone up towards the sky as your heels ground down. And even if your knees are bent, then you can still think of that opposition happening of the tailbone lengthening up and the heels grounding down. And these subtle activations will help to increase the stretch for you. Upper body hangs heavy as long as the belly's on the thighs and your neck and head are relaxing. You may like to change the cross of your arms to keep your body more evenly balanced. Just a few more breaths here in forward fold. Such an amazing stretch for the entire back of your body. So then releasing your arms, draw your tummy in and lift your pelvic floor, feeling strong through your core. Inhale as you roll up vertebra by vertebra. Feel like somebody is lifting you from the waist by a string. The core is the powerhouse to the movement. And coming to standing with parallel feet. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up and exhale them down. And then find the place where your shoulder blades are sliding down your back away from your ears. Bringing your hands onto your hips, just check your feet are parallel. You can have a little rock forwards and backwards on your feet. And then thinking about your pelvis as a bowl of water. Tipping your pelvis backwards and forwards. Noticing how this sensation feels. So the forward tilting pelvis is like a bowl of water spilling out the front, and the backwards tilting pelvis is like a bowl of water spilling out the back. Make each tilt smaller each time until you feel that your pelvis becomes neutral, like a bowl of water that's not spilling. Bring your arms down by your sides. Think about your pelvic floor, that hammock of muscle at the base of your body. See if you can lift your pelvic floor up as high as you can. Imagine that it is an elevator lifting up to the 10th floor of a really tall building. And then release it to the 5th floor. And release it to the 3rd floor. Just hold it there at the 3rd floor. Feeling your breath flowing wide and full into your chest. With every inhalation, the ribcage expands broadly. With every exhalation, it draws in evenly. And then thinking about your tummy. And drawing your tummy in towards your spine as tight as you can, like you are doing up a belt to the 10th notch. Release it to the 5th notch. And then release it to the 3rd notch. And keep it there. So you have this sense of engagement of the core, 30% of its total ability to activate. Tummy drawn in to 30%, pelvic floor lifted to 30%. breath flowing wide and full into your chest. And this is the core engagement that we need for our Pilates style exercises, including the roll down, which we're coming to next. Take a lovely long inhalation, and as you exhale, tuck your chin under and roll your spine down vertebra by vertebra. Keep your tummy drawn in and your pelvic floor lifted. You can bend your knees as you reach your lowest point if that feels right for you. And then inhaling as you slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra, stacking each vertebra up on top of the one underneath it until you are upright again. So we're coming into a variation of this movement. Inhale as you reach your left arm up, and exhale as you curl your left shoulder towards your right hip, curling your spine in. Slowly move to the middle, and inhale as you roll up with control, stacking each vertebra on top of the one underneath it. Raise your right arm up, and exhale, bring your right shoulder towards your opposite hip, and then curling in, rolling up through the center, back to your perfect standing posture, reaching left arm up and exhaling, shoulder towards opposite hip, curling in close, tummy is drawn in and pelvic floor is lifted. Move with control to center. Inhale, slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra, reaching your right arm up. Continue with your breath, shoulder towards opposite hip as you curl in close and come to center. Roll up through the center and come back to your standing setup. Bring your hands onto your hips and your weight over into your left foot. Take your right foot to somewhere on the standing leg, and it could be your ankle, the calf, or inner thigh. Your hips are squared forward as your right knee rolls out to the right. Bring your palms to touch, settle your shoulders down your back. Keep face and jaw relaxed, balancing here. Inhale, reaching your arms up, and exhale, allow your hands to float above the crown of your head, palms to touch, thinking of elbows being wonderfully broad. Then bringing your right hand down, stretching your left arm up and reaching up and over. So this is the willow tree balance, and you are lengthening all through the left side of your body. Lengthen, lengthen. It is a challenging balance. Come back to center, hands to your hips, have a wiggle out through your feet and your hips. Maybe a few gentle pelvic tilts, finding your neutral pelvis, your perfect standing posture again. Bring your weight over into your right foot and taking your left foot to somewhere on the standing leg. It might be the calf, the ankle, or the inner thigh. Hips are squared forward, left knee rolls out to the side. This gentle opposition will help to open up your hips and stretch the muscles around the hips, increasing their flexibility and blood supply. Bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. Gently squeeze them together with shoulders sliding down your back, feeling strong in your upper back. Inhale, reach your hands up, and exhale, float your hands just above the crown of your head, palms to touch, elbows broad, broad across the front of your body and the back of your body evenly. Jaw relax. Slowly let your left hand float down and your right arm reach up. As you breathe and you stretch up and over towards your bent leg, the weeping willow tree balance, a delicious open side stretch. Think more of lengthening up than bending over to the side. So really think of being that tall tree, lengthening its branches up as its roots ground down. So then floating back to center, coming back to your standing setup. Draw your tummy in, lift your pelvic floor, strong through your core. And on your exhalation, rounding your spine down, vertebra by vertebra, curling in close. So this time, keep rolling all the way down. Let your knees bend and your belly rest on your thighs. Keep thinking of your tailbone pointing up towards the sky. Once your belly is on your thighs, you can relax your belly so you can let that core engagement go. Let your upper body hang heavy like a rag doll, and your back will be supported because your belly is supported by your thighs. So that's super important. You can catch hold of your opposite tailbone in front of you, hanging like a rag doll. And just like we did before, maybe take a couple of breaths with your arms crossed one way and then a couple of breaths with your arms crossed the other way, keeping those lovely even stretches down both side bodies. Last few breaths here and this delicious stretch, still thinking of pushing your tailbone up towards the sky as your heels ground down, even if your knees are bent. Belly relaxed on the thighs, neck relaxed. Gently place your hands down on the earth, spread out your fingers as you walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. Tailbone pushes up and back towards the line between the ceiling and the wall, and you can paddle out your feet, bending alternate knees, just feeling those delicious stretches down the backs of your legs. Lower onto hands and knees, and then rest down in child's pose. Now from here you could stay in child's pose, or maybe you would like to widen your knees. Have your big toes pointing towards each other, coming into hare pose. And in hare pose, keep your hands reaching out in front of you, activating through the hands, pressing your hands into the earth. You may like to turn your palms to face up for a moment to breathe into the back of the rib cage, that broadness, that stretch, and then ground the hands back down again. Inhale up onto hands and knees, and then lowering yourself down onto your right hip. So we're going to do a Pilates exercise called the side kick. So your hips are stacked one on top of the other. Your bottom knee can be bent so that your front thigh extends out in front of you at a gentle angle, just for a bit of extra balance. Lifting your top leg up to hip height, so you're that lean line as if you were standing up normally, so the leg is aligned with the hip. Engage your core, so tummy draws in, pelvic floor lifts. Inhale to begin, and exhale as you sweep your leg forward and inhale it back into alignment, repeating 5 more times. So when you bring your leg forward, only bring it as far forward as you can without tilting the hips. So the hips must remain stacked. You can place your top hand gently on the floor in front of you if it helps your balance, but don't cheat by grounding into that hand. Tummy is drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, and it's your core that's doing the work here, keeping you balanced and aligned. So rest your top leg down, give your hip a rub. Slowly push up onto hands and knees into your flat cat position. Exhale, round into round cat. Inhale, flatten into flat cat. And then stepping your left knee behind your left wrist. Sweep your left foot across the midline of your body, just as far as is comfortable. Flex your left foot. Sink your hips down, stretch your right leg out behind you into pigeon pose. So here I'm in the king pigeon. Make sure that your shoulders are not crunching up to your ears. You can stay up like that, or you can come forward and relax your upper body down. It depends on your body, so just do what's right for you. Make sure your hips stay level. It's fine if they are up high. You can place a block underneath your left buttock to help support it, which is useful, especially if your hips are quite high. The important thing is the form of the pose, so nice level hips. And breathe into your buttocks. So the left buttock will be getting that lovely stretch. Ground down through the top of the back foot, really feeling that back leg like a balancing rudder, keeping you stable and grounded. Slowly come back up and push into your hands to come back onto hands and knees. Exhale as you round into round cat. Inhale, flat cat. Lower yourself down to your left hip. So coming to side kick on the other side, getting yourself into a nice straight line, hips stacked. Bottom leg can come forward slightly, just bent at the knee. Hover your top leg up to hip height, engage your core. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, sweep your top leg forward and inhale it back into alignment. And again, exhale forward only as far as you can go, keeping your balance. So it's really important that you don't wobble the hips, tip the top hip forward or back. You're keeping your hips stacked, using your core strength. Feel as though your tailbone is descending towards the foot of the mat. So you're keeping that neutral pelvis, not sticking your tailbone out like a ducktail at all. Descend the tailbone towards the foot of the mat. So exhaling forward, inhaling back, and one more time. Relax your top leg down, give your top hip a rub. It's been working hard. Come over onto hands and knees. Have a lovely round into round cat. Flatten into flat cat. And we're coming into pigeon pose on the right side, so right knee behind the right wrist, a little bit out to the side. Sweep your right foot across the midline of your body and sink your hips down low. Stretch out through your back leg. And you might stay upright here. You can make fists with your hands if this is strong on your wrists. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. If it feels right for your body, then lower yourself down just as low as is comfortable for you to go. You might end up staying up on your elbows, or you might be able to lengthen further forward on the mat. But the important thing is that the hips stay level, the legs stay active. Flexing your right foot as much as you can. So you will find it grounding and pressing into the mat. So a lovely few breaths here, breathing into your right buttock, relaxing face and jaw, shoulders, back leg stays active. Coming into a slightly different transition here, pressing into your hands and swiveling on your hips so that you're facing the wide edge of your mat with legs out wide into wide angle pose. Make sure that you are centered on your sit bones, so you're not tipping the pelvis backwards. If you do need to bend your knees to help you center on your sit bones, that's fine. You can also sit up on a block or firm cushion. And keep your knees and toes pointing straight upwards towards the ceiling. Just playing with this pose to feel the most comfortable. Your lower back should be flat. So if you do find you're tipping backwards on your pelvis, rounding in your lower back, then do bend your knees or sit up on that cushion. Taking a lovely long inhalation. And exhale as you inquire into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. Your spine stays long, your lower back flat, your heart lifted. With every exhalation, feel grounded between the parts of body in contact with the mat. Every inhalation, feel your spine is long. Every exhalation, maybe inquiring into tipping forward a tiny bit more. And then, after this breath, slowly lengthen up, upright again, and move with awareness into Dandasana. So legs come towards each other, about inner hip distance apart. Make sure that you are still centered on your sit bones. If you feel like you're rocking backwards on them, then it can help to sit up on a block or bend your knees as much as you need to get your pelvis neutral and not tipping backwards. Knees and toes point straight up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee, have your right foot flat on the floor. Keep your spine really tall. If this causes you to tip backwards on your sit bones, then sit up on a block. You can work your right foot towards the inside edge of your left leg, or as long as you can keep your back tall, not tipping backwards on your pelvis or allowing your spine to round, you can cross your right foot over to the outside edge of your left leg. Inhale, tall, lengthen your spine, and exhale as you twist towards your right leg. From here, curl your upper body over towards your right knee. This is a sense withdrawal version of our seated twist. That sense of rounding your upper body, tucking your chin, focusing inwards, breathing, helps you to feel very calm. You're hugging your right knee in towards you. Breathe down to your belly. Feel the expansion of your belly on the inhalation, massaging internal organs. Inhale, come back to the middle, release your back to your strong Dandasana, active feet. Bend your left knee, have your left foot flat on the mat. You can bring your left foot close to the inside edge of your right leg, or you can cross the left foot over to the outside edge of the right leg. Make sure you stay centered on your sit bones. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Then curling your upper body down towards your left knee. Gently drawing your left knee in towards your body as your shoulders round, chin drops down, face and jaw are relaxed. Breath flows into your belly, feeling that natural expansion of your belly against your thigh. Really good for your internal organs here. A good digestive enhancing massage and the other organs of the abdomen. Lovely breaths here. When you feel ready, slowly release and come back to the center, back to your Dandasana position. Have a little wiggle out for your legs. Bending both knees, drawing them in towards you. Hugging both knees in, rock to the back edges of your sit bones, maybe lift your toes off the floor, round your spine into cosmic egg. Another sense withdrawal pose. So you feel your senses drawing inwards, entering that state of peaceful meditation, calm and stillness in your mind. A few more breaths here. Your mind connected with the sensations in your body. Your mind connected with your breath. Curling inwards, drawing inwards, breathing. And when you're ready, let your feet drift down to the floor, come over onto your side, lower yourself down onto your mat. And lying on your back, hug your knees in. Have a few gentle rocks side to side, massaging out through your lower back. And one at a time, let your feet come down to the floor. You can let your knees knock together, toes turn in, heels turn out. And this is a really great relaxing position if you have any tension or tenderness in your lower back. Feel free to stay like this while we relax today. Or maybe you prefer to lengthen out along your mat. So if your back feels okay, stretching out your right leg, stretching out your left leg, letting your toes flop out to the sides, feeling open across your hips, even having a gentle wiggle to let yourself settle into this position. Shoulders away from your ears. Allow your awareness to scan over your body, noticing how you are feeling. Feeling grounded, connected with the earth. Face and jaw relaxed. Relaxing lips, teeth and tongue. Relax your eyes. Be aware of the place where your upper eyelid meets the lower eyelid in each eye. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of the sensation of your breath as it flows in through your nostrils and out. Be aware of whereabouts in your body your breath naturally settles as you breathe. Feel as though every inhalation is nourishing you, energizing you a little bit more. Feel free to stay here relaxing in Shavasana for as long as you wish. In a moment, as I rouse you to a more everyday state of awareness, if you wish to stay in this peaceful, relaxed state, then just allow my voice to wash over you. Remember, you can look on the website katsarayoga.com to become a member and receive longer yoga classes with deep, long relaxations at the end. So if you are ready to come back, then allow your breath to very gradually deepen. And be aware of the earth underneath your body, feeling supported, feeling grounded. Be aware of the space all around your body. And begin to slowly wiggle your fingers and toes, stretching into the space around you, however your body needs to awaken. Breathe deeply. Come over onto your right hand side. Use the strength of your arms to make your way up to sitting.
Thank you so much for joining me for Yogalates today.
Please do hit the like button if you like this video, leave me a comment to tell me how it helped you, and subscribe to the channel to help me to grow it. Thank you so much. And if you would like a one-to-one private online yoga session with me, then check the website, which is in the description box below. So this is a personalized program. I can tailor the yoga and Pilates to suit you personally, give you real-time tips and encouragement. So please join me for that if that's something that you'd like to do. Thanks again. Namaste.